Hey everybody, welcome back.
Welcome back
to
the
Digi
fuck
Bros.
back to Digi Bros.
We are on another play session. That last one was
We
10
are
videos
on the
long.
cruise.
I hope you all enjoyed it. We've now had time to, read some of the comments and stuff in response to our gauntlet of questions being answered. And we're going to keep answering questions because we still haven't done anything with our lives.
That's what this show is now. It's about answering questions.
Yeah.
That's all it is. That's it forever.
One guy said, when are you guys going to stop just answering questions forever? And I was like, what else do you want from us? How is this any different from how the show is?
Did I do anything this week? Fuck, man.
I don't know. I know.
Where am I going?
I've been
I'm
doing
supposed
the
to
same
find
thing.
the little Deku man.
I'm still writing the Asterisk War videos.
How did I initiate? I gotta get the metal boots. Yeah.
Okay.
I gotta go to Ice Island, yeah.
Alright, here's one
Somewhere
from
right?
the Devu that I
Oh lord.
I thought
We're
was
jumping right
interesting.
into the Q&A, huh?
What else are we gonna do?
Did you do nothing? Is there nothing?
All
you
I've done
asked?
is write the Asterisk War! Okay, wait. We can take a step back. There is one thing I've been doing because it's sort of in response to the questions, which is trying to cook.
Hey, yeah, see?
Because well,
that's been interesting.
I mean, I'm just gonna advise because I realized that
After you learn how to cook, then you should learn how to Dougie as well.
I realized through people's responses to the video where we talked about cooking, because it came out after I was already making posts about it on my blog. And I realized that not everyone who watches DigiBros follows me on Twitter, so not all of them are aware of it.
Score.
But, or if they do, they don't necessarily read every tweet I put out. Because I personally read all of Twitter when I go on there, but I don't think that's common practice.
What a fucking monster.
So, after we had that whole video about Devu sort of asking why don't you cook, then right after that was Thanksgiving, and someone asked Victor, how was the turkey this year? Was it dry?
It was incredibly dry.
Yeah, it was
because she
good.
cooked it the night before, and then it was just like a platter of shredded turkey that I'm sure she ate all the fucking best parts when she cooked it the night before, because there weren't like legs or anything. Like there were significant portions of turkey
missing.
MIA. I remember the best Thanksgiving when we were like, I must have been like 6 years old. We were back in Darwood, and me and Mom made a great Thanksgiving, and I thought it was the best thing ever. This was the Thanksgiving where our mom became a vegetarian, and like, I had a turkey leg. I used to love turkey leg. That was the best thing. I'd get the whole drumstick, and I'd be like, yeah, this is the best food in the world. What happened to that? What happened to the drum? I mean, I haven't seen a turkey leg in years. Any Thanksgiving, there's never the legs. It's just always a shredded platter of turkey meat.
That does not seem true to me, but
no, it's true. There's never legs.
So for
a bygone era.
This actually is a story worth telling. The whole story of the Thanksgiving, since we buttered it up on the last one.
Yeah.
I kind of forgot how long it had been since we recorded.
Yeah, it's been a minute. So
I didn't feel that long because there's still a ton of videos left to come out. We've got I think we're on 22 right now, something like that. It just came out today. In any case, so Thanksgiving was pretty funny because we were warned the night before. We're going down. Well, I mean, we knew for a while that we were going down to Meemaw's house, but our mom warned us the night before, hey, we're going to Meemaw's, tomorrow, so be ready. And of course, no, that's right, because we recorded. That's when the DigiBros was the night before Thanksgiving, because we were talking about how Thanksgiving was tomorrow. So it was the night before Thanksgiving, and then we did DigiBros, and as a result of the 3.5-hour session that we did, I completely forgot that it was Thanksgiving the next day. And I stayed up all night drinking wine, and, I probably maintained a buzz for 5 or 6 hours or something like that, And by morning, I was coming down, but I still was kind of buzzing. I was pretty tired. And then my mom's I came downstairs or whatever, just, to see what was going on. And my mom's like, oh yeah, we're going to go to Meemaw's. And I was like, oh, I've been up all night drinking. And Mom was planning, her whole plan was that we were going to drink mimosas the whole way down. She was like, I want to be drunk by the time we get there. I want to drink the whole car ride. I want to have mimosas nonstop.
Which she certainly did.
So for those who don't know, mimosa, well, we've talked about it on the show, but it's champagne and orange juice. So she was like, why don't you go... She had wanted me to go buy a bunch of champagne, and I couldn't because I had been up all night drinking. But that morning, like, we were talking about, you know, Mima and her cookie and everything, and I was explaining to Mom that we had talked about it on Digi Bros the night before. And then I sort of resolved, I was like, you know, I'm going to learn how to cook well enough by next Thanksgiving that I can make the Thanksgiving dinner, you know, and then we won't have this issue of having Mima cook it, you know, like if one of us became competent enough to cook, which for what it's worth, it's not that my mom couldn't cook this stuff. She could. She just doesn't want to because she's a vegetarian and she doesn't want to have to deal with all that meat, you know, or just having to cook that much in general. She doesn't give a shit. My mom does not care for holidays, so, you know, she'd rather just ignore the entire thing.
Yes.
Why did you spend so much time sailing around that?
I was looking for like the best spot to jump up because
because it's timed.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was like, if I learn how to cook well enough by next year, I'll do it myself, and then, you know, it'll be on me to make it good.
Yes.
So that morning,
get good.
I, like, immediately after making this declaration, when my dad was like gonna go buy the champagne, I was like, take me with you and I'll buy shit to make something from this cookbook that my mom had. So I made those crackers with the shit on them.
The crackers got all mushy and disgusting, but
well, that's because they were not the right kind of crackers. They were completely wrong. But that story you can get on my blog, and I'll get to that in a second. But because I decided to
fuck.
Trying to like film and cook at the same time is a huge pain in the ass, which is why I've never done like cooking videos. Because believe me, I've had plenty of times where I
wanted to do my drunk kitchen
or anything like that, just like filming what I was making while I was making it for one reason or another. Like when I wanted to do esoteric sandwich reviews, which that was easier because it's a sandwich. But and I did film some of those, and I have filmed myself making stuff for other videos, but like it's just a pain. So I didn't want to do it, especially I didn't want to narrate over it. And that's the hardest part is that if you either narrate it while you're doing it, which makes it twice as hard to do everything that you're doing, or you narrate over it and then you have to try to time it to the length of the video, you know, which is a pain in the ass too. So in general, it just sucks. So instead, I've been taking pictures of what I do each step of the way, and then I've been writing about it on my blog. So if you go to mysortisunbelievablydull.wordpress.com, you'll see the first 2 parts of Digi Tries to Cook, which cover my first 4 cooking attempts. So I'm not going to get too in-depth about what I've made and everything, because it's in the blog, and you can just read it there. But, so back to the story of Thanksgiving, though. So we go and buy 3 bottles of champagne and make... And like we take like a half empty bottle of orange juice and just fill the rest with champagne or something like that, or like an almost empty bottle of orange juice. So we have like an orange juice bottle full of mimosa that's like communal.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, and of course before we even got on the road, we were pre-gaming and drinking them because we didn't want to leave until like the last possible minute. You know, my parents especially are like, they're just really weary of having to do this stuff. They were like, we want to be in and out, you know, like we just want to go down there, eat food, come back, and like they just did not want Thanksgiving to be like a big deal, you know.
Mom really hates holidays. It's confusing.
It's funny because like I was like, I don't mind, dude, because you know, I was telling Mom, I was like, once you tell me we're driving an hour to Mima's house, I'm resigning my day. Like I'm not gonna be worried about how quick we can get in and out. I'm not gonna do anything else that day, you know. Like to me, that's an event, but like they were very
confusing with holidays in general because she's confusing with Christmas because she hates Christmas.
Right.
She doesn't want to do Christmas, but then she brings it up constantly.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no one else is even bringing up Christmas.
Yeah.
Like, we don't have to do Christmas if you don't want to do Christmas.
She's just...
No one else is talking about it.
It's just her passive aggressive-ness. It always happens
trips me out.
with this kind of stuff. But
it's
anyway,
like if you never brought it up, it would come and go, and no one would have had any expectations.
Mom was like, we got to be drunk on the way down there and everything. So like, we're drinking like for a considerable amount of time before we even get on the road. And especially me and Mom, you know, and mind you, I've been drinking all night anyways, and I'm really tired. So I'm like that kind of drunk where you're also really loopy because I'm so tired and so drunk that I can like barely
this car ride was
maintain
chaos.
Consciousness.
It was just Connor and Mom screaming, arguing at each other over loud, obnoxious music or like Dad's weird music.
Both of our parents, I cannot fucking stand to be in the car with our parents. Because they won't admit this, and I don't think they understand to what extent, but they are definitely suffering hearing loss. And there's no reason they wouldn't be. There's no at all reason they wouldn't be. They've been going to concerts for their whole lives. You know, Mom especially, she still goes to heavy metal shows and fucking stands next to the amps, you know, with no earplugs. Like, most of the people I know who are a little bit older who go to shows, they wear earplugs.
Yeah.
You know? Like Anthony Fantano, he wears earplugs when he goes to see a fucking show. Because if you research hearing loss at all, you realize that it's really easy to get, and your ears never recover from any damage they take.
Yeah.
Ears have no recovery. And Mom already likes listening to loud music, but there's been a creep over the years where it just keeps getting louder, and she can't listen to it quiet at all. Like, her minimum volume is my maximum volume.
Pretty much.
For driving. So, if I'm in the car with Mom, I have to be ready for loud music. And that's not too big of an issue if it's just me and Mom, because we're just gonna, you know, listen to the music. But when Mom and Dad get in a car, they always talk. They will always talk about something, you know, no matter, like, they cannot finish a whole song just listening to it. So they'll play the music loud, and then they'll talk over it, and they won't change the volume. Like, if me and Victor talk in the car, we immediately turn down the radio. You know, if either one of us has something to say, we turn it down to, like, that volume where it's like, okay, I can hear my own thoughts over the music. And then we turn it back up when we're done talking.
I don't know if you realize how much you contribute to the problem of being in the car with Mom and Dad, like, 100-fold.
It's because... Well, I mean, in this particular case, I was wasted.
Yeah,
so
I know, but even when you're not.
It's just because it drives me so crazy to listen to like, sit back and, like, intake. It drives me insane.
And you can't not argue with Mom about shit. You can't just be like... I can't
let shit go.
I don't... and I just sit in their backseat just like, this is the most infuriating thing in the world.
I knew.
You guys
I knew how it felt for you. You know, I knew how it was for you guys in the back.
It's just like, loud music and just...
In this particular instance, it was like, because normally I'll complain about the loud music. I'll be like, guys, please turn it down. Please turn it down. But, you know, I'm sitting in the back, so I can't just reach up and fucking do it. There have been times that I've gotten up and just reached up and turned it down, you know?
Yes.
And then,
I wish we would just not play any music in the car with Mom and Dad at all. Because we can't agree on it. It leads to you and Mom arguing infinitely about music.
That's the other thing. Everyone argues.
Turn it off. Turn on the radio or something. Put on a podcast.
It was so funny because last time we made the trip to Mima's house, the whole time it was like... Because here's the thing. Me and Victor prefer chill music in the car.
Yes. Especially when there's a bunch of people and they won't shut the fuck up. Right. So it's like I have a headache and I don't want to listen to...
It makes the most sense.
Fast music.
It makes
Everyone's
the most
talking
sense
and chilling.
If people are talking over the music to play something kind of chilled out and maybe, you know, like some chill hip-hop, some chill jazz or something that can just, you know, float around. But Mom cannot stand chill music at all. She can't listen to anything if it's not aggressive or, like, heavy, you know? And my dad, he doesn't really care what's playing, but if he were to choose music, he listens to all kinds of shit. He listens to, like, mellow stuff, you know, poppy stuff, like, just whatever, you know? And everything on my phone is all a little too intense.
Yes.
Even the chill stuff.
Or too weird, you know?
Right.
Way too weird for Mom and Dad to get into.
Right.
Like, they're never gonna get into like Animal Collective.
It's not even as hard
shit like that, or
it's not even as much
Clarity.
that it's hard for them to get into as it is that it's hard for me to listen to my music and them talk over it, because all the music I listen to has a lot going on.
You have to pay attention to it.
You know, it's all like really complex music, and when you hear like a lot of shit going on, even when it's like the more like there's a lot of music that I don't realize how complex it is until I play it in the car with mom and dad, and I go, oh my god, this is not as easy to listen to as I thought,
someone who's never heard some shit like that.
Like Ariel Pink.
Yes.
Where to me Ariel Pink is relatively chill, and like then
you always have the weirdest selection of music that you'll play to mom and dad, and I just go, why the fuck would they enjoy this? Why would you think that they would enjoy this?
It's not until I hear it and hear them talking over it that I'm like, oh, this is a lot more intense than I thought, and this is not as convenient as I thought. So we're in the car. Me and mom are wasted. Everyone else, I think you and Boyd had like a couple mimosas, but no one was really.
Boyd ignored the entire drive.
He's amazing at that. He can just like Boyd can really just put himself in another world and pay attention to nothing, you know. And my dad can do that pretty well too, because even though he gets like annoyed at the conversation, he can like, I can't believe he can drive through all that.
I know,
like, because when I drive, I tell everybody to shut up. Like, I'm that guy who's like, guys, shut up, I can't concentrate on driving.
I mean, he's been dealing with it his entire life.
He told me, he's like, I just
entire life at least.
He literally said, I just don't hear it. He was like, I don't, none of it, like, I don't hear any of it.
He's too lost in his own thought to process.
Right. That's why he doesn't listen to music, or as he put it, I don't hear music, because he thinks in his head so much that the music just passes right over him, you know? That's why he doesn't know any lyrics. But, like... So we're in the car, and the funniest thing is that on the last trip we took, it was me and mom fighting over the music the whole time, right? But then my dad kept saying, like, let me put on my music, and mom kept going, no, it's all gonna be gay and blah blah, right? And so, but then me and Victor both said, like, if you really think about it, dad probably has the most agreeable taste out of all of us.
I wish we just because it started off fine. Right. Listening to dad's music, and it was fine for a while.
It was just mom got sick of it. She can't take it.
Well, then it got into kind of more like weird, like stuff he doesn't even really listen to because he has all these stupid playlists.
Right.
And I was just like, wouldn't it, like, we all enjoyed when, like, old Green Day was playing. Can't we just put on an old Green Day album and listen to the whole thing? And then, like, then we had a chill experience. Like, great.
Because we got in, and, like...
But then it's on shuffle, so you end up getting shit. And
but it's also, like, it's just mom is so, like, she gets so agitated by a song she doesn't like. Where, like, she'll leave on some stuff that she knows we like. Because, like, a lot of it was Rush early on. And we were all like, fuck yeah, Rush, Like, my mom doesn't like Rush, but all of us like Rush.
Yes.
So me and Victor and Shade are all singing along to all these Rush songs, It was funny because Shade's girlfriend was with us. And I was really wondering how she was taking all that.
Fun, I think.
All the yelling and just insane
Now, that
noise.
part, I don't know. She was mostly laughing at it.
Right. But is it like... haha, this is fun, or haha, I'm trying to laugh so that I don't want to kill myself in this fucking car?
I think she was fun.
Because if it was me, I would have been like, get me out.
They're all
of
fucking
here.
cuddle up. They don't give a shit. I'm sure Shade was annoyed, but she was just like, you have a funny family.
Yeah. But yeah, we were all like, singing loud over Rush and everything. But
it's
like,
the kind of shit you're only bothered by it when it's. We've been putting it up for fucking with this shit forever, so it's like
if I had been
more annoying.
If I were trapped in a car with people being like that, I would want out. That's just me. I can't stand the loudness. You know? Like, that's why I don't like even riding with our friends. Like, Tolentino plays his music fucking loud as shit, and I'm just like, I hate being like a small cramped place with loud music. It's too much, especially if it's music I don't know. That's where it really like fucks with me. It's one thing. It's one thing if it's me and mom listening to like System of a Down and we're singing along and whatever, But like, if I have to listen to some loud music, I don't even care about.
Where's the forest?
All right, we got to wrap this story up because we're already 20 minutes in.
Jesus Christ.
But,
we talked about Thanksgiving. That's nice.
I'm not even close to done with this story. That's what I'm saying. I got to wrap this story up. So
go for it.
So me and Mom are fucking wasted. We're all yelling in the car and everything. And we get to Meemaw's house, and like I am at that like transcending history in the world level where like I'm so tired that my tiredness is outweighing my drunk, and I don't even like know where I am. And Mom is like falling down drunk, you know, Jesus. And she's trying to like, and I don't know if Meemaw could tell, like. She surely must have known at some point, but I don't know if she could tell immediately, you know, but Mom was like unfathomably drunk, and everyone else just like, we all go into Meemaw's house and everyone just sits in the living room and starts watching TV, except Meemaw's in the kitchen doing stuff, and Mom's back there, and I go back there, and Mom, of course, immediately has to tell Meemaw that I'm planning to cook next year's Thanksgiving, and I'm trying to cook, which is not something I wanted anyone to talk about. I did not want anyone I shouldn't have even said anything to Mom in the first place. Yes. Because it's not something I'm, like, committing to as, like, a huge thing. Like,
you see, that's...
I didn't want everyone making a big fucking deal out of it.
That's, you know... why I don't tell anyone anything is reasons like that.
I realized as soon as we all got into Meemaw's house, and Meemaw and Mom and me were all standing in the kitchen, I thought... Mom's gonna fucking tell her that.
Dude, you do that
next year's Thanksgiving.
You do the same thing to me all the fucking time. Where I'll talk about something with you, and then like we're sitting with Mom, and you like tell Mom, and I'm like, now it's like a thing. Like now I'm committed to this shit.
It's different between Mom and Meemaw though, because Meemaw is the one who's supposed to be making the Thanksgiving dinner every year. Yeah. So when Mom tells Meemaw that, she's putting us in direct competition, because I would have rather Meemaw had no idea I was planning it until I was already like settled in doing it. Yes. Like until like if it was a month beforehand and I actually had a game plan for what I was gonna do, you know, I don't want to end up with Meemaw giving me advice on it or whatever, or trying to get in on the business, or like asking me questions throughout the year or whatever, you know, checking up my fucking progress on cooking and all that. I don't want any of this shit, you know, that's gonna come with this.
None of that, like, bonding.
Especially not for a whole year, you know, because the reason that she should have never told her is because the whole reason I'm doing it is that we don't like Meemaw's cooking. So it is a deliberate, like... Yes. It's almost like a fuck you for us to be doing this. And I don't want to offend her or make her think that's why we're doing it, you know? So, like... Yeah, so it's a huge pain to me that Mom told her. But and she waited till I went to the bathroom to do it. And I literally walked into the bathroom thinking, like, she's gonna fucking tell her that I'm fucking planning to cook next year's Thanksgiving. Lord. And sure enough, she did. And then Meemaw was all like, well, like, she said this today, like, why doesn't he cook the Christmas dinner instead of the Thanksgiving? And I'm like, this is why you shouldn't have told Meemaw. She's thinking about it. I don't want her thinking about what I'm planning to do all fucking year, you know? But anyway, we got the Thanksgiving dinner. By the time we ate, I was so tired that I ate like a plate and passed out, like, immediately. Yeah. And
somehow I got full really fast, and I was like, oh, whatever.
Yeah, she had, like, you know, the staples. She had some pork. She had some turkey. She had some, you know, mashed potatoes, some stuffing, some ham biscuits or whatever. All the stuff she usually makes. And beef lo mein. Beef lo mein.
Yeah, the beef lo mein, I'm pretty sure gave me the shits.
It gave me the shits.
Like, yeah, too, I think that's what it was. Because me and you had the beef lo mein, and then we were definitely farting up a fucking storm.
Beef lo mein.
That beef lo mein was not healthy.
Just let it sink in. And she was just like, well, I had leftover beef, and I threw it in a beef lo mein.
Which was probably bad. It was probably bad beef.
The beef did not taste good. It tasted like it was really cheap.
It was definitely expired beef.
It was probably... Because Meemaw will definitely keep shit past its expiry date. Because that was... What initially set us off towards Thanksgiving was there was one year where... This was like 5 years ago. Mm-hmm. And she made a Thanksgiving dinner where it was like all weird expired combinations of food, and she had like a stuffing that had like all the giblets of the turkey in it and like all this other random shit, like a stuffing full of random
together,
shit.
yeah.
And like everyone who ate it was like disgusted to the point of like throwing up, you know. And like all of our friends were there, so they all ate it too, and they were all like, "That was the worst thing I've ever eaten," you know. And like we almost thought that like maybe she was going senile that year. Like if she hadn't gotten back to her usual standard the next year, it would have been like, what the fuck happened, you know? But yeah, this was just like a casual, normal Thanksgiving dinner with beef lo mein thrown in. Super weird. But yeah, I then passed out, and then we drove back home. And I passed out at home. It's like I passed out on Mima's bed, I mean to say.
Yeah.
For probably 45 minutes, and then we left. And I don't know, how long were we there? It was only like 45 minutes,
fucking
right?
bored.
Like after I passed out.
No, we were there for a while.
I mean, like we were there for like an hour before we ate, or maybe
we were there for a few hours.
Yeah, I don't know how long I was asleep for.
I was fucking bored. I was sitting on my phone, fucking just being bored and trying to text Hope as much as I could.
Yeah, and then we left and came home. So that's that. And if you want to hear about
I can teleport places.
If you want to hear about my cooking adventures, then go to my blog.
What's the teleport song?
And follow my Twitter so you'll be able to keep up with them in the future. Next time on Digi Bros.
What's up?
We'll answer questions.
And we'll teleport.
Yeah.